Y'all make a girl feel special. Thank you.
Understand.
Y'all make me feel special. I appreciate y'all. I just was listening, and go ahead. I interrupted somebody who was talking. Go ahead.
I wasn't saying nothing. Wisdom entered the building. I'd shut up.
Come on, talk to us.
We already got wisdom in the
Well,
building.
I
So what
know
you
that's
talking
right.
about, Tina?
The whole panel is wise and seasoned. Everybody.
Clock it.
Listen, the only thing that I was going to add in the chat was I think that isolation, especially in as it pertains to purpose and walking in your direction, it can be seasonal. And that's why I said earlier, it depends on the origin. If you feel like you have been how should I say, like your isolation is a result of injury, I think that that's very different than if you are being like you are a trailblazer. Two different circumstances. Like if you are going in a direction and nobody has gone before, it is normal to be alone for portions of the journey, not the whole thing, but portions of the journey. Because I feel like Tina, you said the other day, discernment has been weaponized. I think protecting my peace has been weaponized. I think isolation has been weaponized. I think that all of these terms have been not even weaponized but overused, right? And so now it's like it's a badge of honor. I go by myself. I do it myself, and it's like, is that the only way to do it?
Right. And the word withdrawn is always you're so withdrawn. You will know when things don't go your way, you just withdraw. I've just heard that word withdraw, withdraw, withdraw for so many years, or detachment. You're detached
Mhm.
from life. You're detached from reality. You're detached from your church. You're detached from this. You're detached from that. And sometimes I get tired of hearing some of that.
Yeah. And I agree with Tina too, because you said sometimes you need a season to be alone to be able to rightly divide. I won't use the word discern, but rightly divide between the people who are truly with you, the
Mhm.
true, and the people that are just, yes, men and women who are just attached to you for some kind of side benefit or something they can extract or extrapolate from you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yes.
for
So,
sure.
two things can be true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So Danielle, so would you say that because I'm kind of piggybacking off of the question Yolanda had, like right when you were entering the chat.
Hmm.
She said about the difference between isolation and then withdrawal. So do you feel like the withdrawal aspect of it is you withdraw from being traumatized about something?
Yes, and I think the terminology is, it's almost like the definition is in the eye of the beholder on this one because two people can use the word withdrawal and mean two different things. But if we
Mhm.
were to define withdrawal as taking yourself out of the situation, right?
Mhm.
And isolation just being a position that you are in, not necessarily you desire to be there, you're just in that position, then
Mhm.
yes, withdrawal is a result of trauma or in efforts to protect oneself from a seemingly negative space or event, if that makes sense. It's like, okay, I'm just going to remove myself and close myself off, wall myself up, whether that's to heal, again, I wouldn't call it withdrawal at that point. But yeah, hopefully
It
that answers your question.
it does. That's a connotation that most people use though. You're just withdrawn. Like
Hmm.
it's always negative, but it's not always a negative connotation. Sometimes you withdraw to kind of save yourself, so to speak, within the situation.
Yep.
I know
I
there's
use the churchy term consecrate. If I'm deliberately withdrawn, if I'm deliberately going away, I'm real churchy, y'all know that. So I'll say I'm going to on sabbatical. I'm going to gather myself. I'm going to process
Yeah,
some things, but I don't
yeah,
use that withdrawal because, like you said, it has a negative connotation.
yeah.
I think that sometimes people have a tendency to want you to be in a particular space when you've been offended. And
Mm,
so if I become recluse in nature, it's generally because I've come across something that was either a threat to me or
Mhm.
that had caused me harm. And so
Yeah.
for that reason, I'll withdraw to make sure that, hey, I got to cover myself. I need to guard myself so I
Mhm.
don't take things take matters into my own hands or lash out because of something that has been offensive to me. And so sometimes people know that they are offensive and they take your defensive stance or take your reclusiveness or your desire to withdraw and try to weaponize it because they want you to continue to be in the mix, even though they're being toxic with you.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
part.
I like that you said guard yourself. I think that's a proactive as opposed to reactive.
Yes.
That's so true. Very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. A lot of vocabulary words up here.
I feel targeted.
You're
I
not.
feel fine.
No, that's right, Tina. Tina, like I'm good.
That's good though. All right. So we got the right people return when you're aligned. If I'm aligned, don't return, please. If you're not with me shooting in the gym, don't return. Sorry.
I got a rebuttal, but
Uh,
go ahead.
Alignment attracts your tribe, not your crowd. When you stop chasing the right connections, find their way to you. People who truly value your energy will match your growth, not resent it. Purpose has a magnetic pull. It draws those on the same frequency.
The caveat, see what you said versus what the topic is, or the subtopic that's up there headed is the right people come back when you're aligned. They return when you're aligned. And so it's about the right people, not the wrong people. We ain't talking about the ones that circle in the block to come see,
Right.
oh, you so wonderful now. We're not talking about those people. We're
Right.
talking about the ones who were placed in your life in one season that you couldn't use or couldn't stay tethered to you in that particular season.
Mhm.
Then once you became established, now I can come and pour into you. Now I can connect with you. Now I can take some steps further with you or walk with you in this season because I was right for you, but it wasn't the right time. Therefore, there's no sense of me wasting resources, wasting
Right.
time, and wasting effort when I know I'm not in the right season in your life.
Bars.
I mean,
Absolutely true.
yeah.
Absolutely true. I think if you think about it in terms of business, you might connect with somebody on your first year. You got no clients. You might connect with somebody who has an international business. Now, they're not wrong for they could be interested in your project or whatever you're doing, but they can't use you. You can't use them. It's going to
Mhm.
be is a frustration for both of you. They trying to and I think you've expressed this before, Elevated, trying to pull people up to where you are. Sometimes it's not that they don't want to go, they don't have the capacity, they don't
Yeah.
have the ability, they don't have the wisdom, they don't have the maturity to be able to do that. So if those people come back around 5 years later and say, oh, you established, you got your plans, we can help you expand, or scale is the word that everybody's using now. I think we
Yeah.
don't look at it, we can do it in business and it makes sense, but when we talk about growth and relationships, it doesn't work. If there are people that I've met this season that I would have messed their life up, would have
Oh,
totally messed them up, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, because I wasn't ready to handle the level of relationship that it required,
mhm.
that relationship requires now. I wasn't that mature.
Right.
So
More bars have been dropped.
Right.
Some gold bars.
I was
Yeah.
just agreeing with what was already said. Amen.
Platinum.
Yeah.
Dang. I don't like being speechless. I'm gonna need the recluse from. Let me start. I don't even know if I used the word right.
You did, sir. You absolutely did.
You see that?
And deal with it.
All right, y'all. So, question: what's one thing solitude has taught you about yourself? Me personally, I don't like people, and I'm good with. Let me stop.
Sound like the truth to me, but okay.
Being in solitude you either gonna sink or swim. You
And it helps
going
you find a part of yourself where, where you can, oh God, what is the word? Oh my gosh. Where you can just take time to get to know you, to get to know your innermost self. You
hmm
know, you're in those moments of solitude, by asking questions like, who am I, and where am I supposed to be, or what do I have to contribute,
hmm
in like in this season of my life. Solitude causes you to have moments of reflection.
The season of my life that I am in right now, I'm realizing I am enough. I am capable. I can do it all. It may not be I can do it all at one time, but I
Right.
am capable and I can do it. So yeah, this has been a good season in my life for me.
Y'all so wonderful.
What you got, Miss Tina?
Oh man.
Solitude generally teaches me where or shows me, give me the time to see where I formed crutches,
Oh, that part. Oh God.
whether that's relational crutches, environmental crutches,
hmm
financial crutches, whatever. It allows me to see, and spiritual crutches. Hold on, let me back up. When you get to a place where you're so reliant on someone else that you don't do the work yourself, you have formed a crutch.
Yeah.
And so when I get to myself, when people have been removed from my life, or I've been removed from other people, however it goes, in that space of solitude, I can see, okay, I'm leaning too heavily that way. I'm leaning too heavily in this particular manner. I'm hanging out in this area too long, too
hmm
much. Therefore, I need to dial it back, get back to my roots, and find myself trying to tether to my sources where I'm not so spent trying to hold on to my resources.
Oh, so true. Ooh.
Wow.
Well, I don't like being silent or in solitude. And I think that's because of what Tina just alluded to, which also goes back to the fact that
Mhm.
sometimes you are placed in a season of isolation because you have made idols where there should not have been.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't like it. I mean, it remind one of my clients described it as like the process of life and maturation as going up a flight of stairs, and you
Mhm.
think that you're at the top and you're only at a landing, and there are 12 more flights of stairs, and that's how I
Exactly.
feel when I be like,
Exactly.
oh, when I finally stop and let everything just quiet down and settle, to
Mhm.
be alone, to be isolated, for lack of a better term, to
Mhm.
sit in stillness, I discover I had so much more work to do. So that's what it teaches me, how far I have to yet go.
So true.
Okay. Dang,
That's good.
that was dope.
Yeah.
Shout out
Y'all
stick to
supposed to commiserate. Y'all supposed to be y'all supposed to be like, oh damn, that's so sad.
Well, I mean, truth be told, you yanked my coat right then
Listen,
because
I'm
let me go on to put my amen and my ouch right there because it's one of those things of it gives you the opportunity to see where your immaturity lies.
Oh,
Mhm.
right.
yeah.
And sometimes we don't want to admit that we're immature in some spaces.
Yes.
I'm grown, is what we like to say.
Yep.
I done did that before. I done made it to this place. I done did the work.
Yep.
When in fact, just from that boasting, it shows immaturity.
Immaturity. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Oh
yes.
man.
Yes. It's almost like the kid that be like, I can do it as they spilling all the things everywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I do it myself. And you like, you baby, you ain't never gonna get it right. You just you don't have the mechanics yet. And so it's like the person that says, I'm grown and I can, I do it. It's like, if you got to say that,
Mm-hmm.
that's the indication that you're trying to prove it to yourself more than you trying to prove it to me.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Right.
yeah. But like I said, I'd rather be the first. I've said this before. I'd rather be the first one to call out my stuff so that nobody be like, oh, and such thinks no, I know I have not yet arrived. I'm not where I used to be. But Lord knows I'm not where I should be. And I'm trying to get to where I'm going. Amen.
That's
Mm-hmm.
entirely for real.
I'm not where I should be, and I'm trying to fight from going back to where I used to be.
Yeah.
In all honesty, because sometimes life can hit you, and you like, what? I ain't got to put up with this. Let me go and get my, and you're ready.
Oh man.
And so that's something that I have to, consider.
Right.
I'm in this space of solitude because I got to deal with me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's a tough space, but it's a necessary space
Mhm.
because you got to look in the mirror. And you
No, I
not
don't.
what you see.
I don't have no mirrors.
You so messy.
I'm where I need to be in order to get where I desire to be. Yo, Ronnie, bro, like,
Sounds great.
I'm gonna need you to write a book, man. I'll be the first one to buy it, bro. I swear. Stick to it. Normally between 9:10, 9:15 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
I know 9 o'clock is kind of sketchy, so we've been starting a few minutes later. It's been working out pretty good. But
We be needing colored people time sometimes. Not exactly 9 o'clock, but we be in there.
Yeah.
yeah, we be there. But, you know, sure. Anybody got anything before we close this up? Pause. Never mind.
I like what Ronnie said about I'm where I need to be in order to get where I desire to be.
Right.
Wow. That's
I'm
good.
in the process of being positioned to
Mhm.
where I need to be in order to where I desire to be,
That's
Mhm.
good.
which is a position within a position or a position on the way to a position. And I say that because sometimes we have to we have to come to a place where we don't discount the journey to getting there.
Right.
That we don't overlook that it's a journey to get to the places that we want to be in order to receive what we need to receive and in order to embrace what we need to embrace and discard what we need to let go of, but it's a journey to get there.
Right. Right.
We become obsessed with the destination.
Yes.
Just want whatever the thing is, wherever the place is, wherever the goal is, we become laser focused on that and we miss all the stuff in between, not realizing that stuff in between is what prepares you to maintain the thing that you're trying to get. So thank you for that, Tina, because I know I've certainly looked degrees I got, stuff I did that I'm like, I don't even remember the process, and then had to relearn some stuff. Just had to unlearn and then relearn some things because I wasn't paying attention. Only the goal was what was important. So thank you for the reminder that the journey in and of itself is important and it has value.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. It has so much value that sometimes we have to look back at the journey to extrapolate all of its jewels because there's a lot of things that we miss because we're in the process.
Yes.
We're going through it. You can't see the forest for the trees. That's because you're walking on the trail.
Yeah.
So the question in the chat says, y'all telling me you like the journey. No,
Oh,
like
No,
is
heck no.
hard. Is I was
Who
about to
said
say
that?
nobody likes it.
oh,
Likes it, I think is that's not the word. What I would say is it has value. That's what I said. What I said was it
like,
has value. It's needful. It has purpose. Most people don't, quote unquote, some there are few, don't like working out. They don't like lifting weights. They don't like hiking, right? They like the
Mm-hmm.
mountaintop. They like the muscles at the end of the day. They
mhm,
like the result, but all of the steps matter to get there. So I think nobody likes the fire of refinement. It's hot, it's
right,
uncomfortable,
It
right.
but
is.
it's needed for the end result. So no, nobody likes it. Well, I will say I can't say nobody. Some people like pain. I don't like it.
No, I don't like that kind of pain either. I
Me
want to
either.
address what Rodney said. He said you must appreciate the journey or you won't fully respect the destination. What I
Right.
say to that is sometimes I don't appreciate it till I get to the other side.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
I would be it's good that I can say I'm glad I'm still making it on this journey. I'm grateful for each step that I'm able to make. But I could tell you I don't always appreciate the things that I have to experience in this journey. I can't even say I always appreciate the journey in and of itself until I'm able to look back at it and see this is where I've been brought from. This is
Yeah.
what I went through in the process. I hated every moment of it, but
mhm,
I can say that though this process was grievous, I can see and appreciate what came out of it.
Right.
But it takes me getting to the other side a lot of times. Can I still be thankful? Yeah, of course. Can I still be grateful and try to be as gracious as possible in the go through process? Yes. But the full appreciation, I'm not always going to be able to see in the midst of the journey. And I don't want to beat myself up because I'm not as appreciative of this part of the journey. I don't like oatmeal, but I need it for fiber. I don't like what it feels like to eat it. I don't like the texture of it, but I need it for whatever reason. So what I'm going to be able to say is I like what I got out of me being willing to go beyond what I didn't like to get the results that whatever it was that I'd have just consumed.
Well,
But that part.
what I will say, and I gotta dip to the chat. But what I will say as my last words is don't be tempted to take the shortcut. Because when you were talking, Tina, you said something about oatmeal. And I don't mind oatmeal, but a lot of people will do the shortcut. They'll take the fiber one, right? They will
Yeah,
they will
yeah.
use the most palatable form of what they need and we'll try to truncate the process. We'll try to
Hmm.
process, not realizing that that shortcut can end up being a long term issue. It could teach you, I don't want to say illegitimate methods, and it will inevitably undermine the journey. And so I appreciate you bringing that out because again, the temptation is always, well, I ain't really got the high. They just power lift me to the top of the mountain,
right,
give me this supplement so that I can get muscles real fast. Like we try to truncate or we try to shorten the process to get what we want, but most of those shortcuts have side effects.
It's the
Yeah.
additives. It's the
Yeah.
things that you add to your life unnecessarily because you're willing to go the shortcut.
Yes.
mhm,
Things you
Well,
wouldn't have had to deal with had you just gone the long way around.
Exactly.
right. Well, well, damn.
Phew. Lord have mercy.
I guess I won't take too many shortcuts now. I'm lying. I'm lying. Oh, what time is it? Ronnie says shortcuts leave you short-sighted. They shorten the length of time that it takes too. Let me stop.
But what else did you shorten in the process?
Right.
I don't know.
Could be something that you wanted to last longer.
Yeah.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Let me stop.
Oh, mute button activated.
I mean, right.
It gets lonely, but the strong keep pushing. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Sister Danielle went to go fight Mr. Cricket. All right,
I
y'all.
don't think Cricket was going to be with the Lord or wherever it went.
Oh Lord.
He went to go see the king.
He done hopped up the stairway of heaven.
Take me.
Yo, you know what?
I can't.
You know.
I can't. Oh.
Oh, so you took the cricket and you threw him in the neighbor's house. So
That ain't what she said. That Cricket done gone to be with somebody. We don't know where he went, but he went.
I have to go to bed early. Thank you for joining, Alan. We about to shut this down anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I have duties and assignments after 10:30. Yep, absolutely.
Gotcha.
I ate the cricket. Supreme said it, so it's true.
Mm.
I ate the cricket, y'all. It's a good source of protein. Pause. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this one up here.
All right.
Thank y'all for joining. Day 23 of October. You could have been anywhere in the internet streets, but you're here, and we appreciate you for that.
Yes.
Everybody, have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
Y'all.
Later, y'all.
Supreme.